Welcome to ViewTheRace.com. This is the Toronto 10-miler from Toronto, Ontario. The race starts right at Cherry Beach and quickly heads east on Unwin Avenue. This is a perfectly flat course. There are absolutely no hills on this course. The key to this race is to settle into a nice pace, and because the race is so flat, you should be able to maintain your goal pace throughout the entire race. This race also features a 5K if the 10-miler is too much for you, and the 5K is an out and back also from Cherry Beach, so again a very flat PR course. Now as we round this bend, we are approaching the 1.9K mark where runners will hit the first water and Gatorade station on Unwin Avenue, which is just west of the Old Bailey Bridge. The water stop is just before the bridge. Now soon after crossing the bridge, you'll see volunteers directing the 5K runners to the turnaround point, and they'll head back towards the Cherry Beach. 10-miler runners will continue. Now at the 2.7K mark of this course, the 10-mile race will turn south into Tommy Thompson Park. This is long known as the Leslie Street Spit, which is a man-made spit of land or peninsula more than 5 kilometers long that goes out into Lake Ontario. Now as we pass through the 3K mark and head south through the park, runners will enjoy spectacular views of the huge Outer Harbour Marina, which is adjacent to the west side of the park, plus great views of the shoreline on the east side. Now please be aware that there are speed bumps throughout the park, so please run with your eyes open. The course is flat, but make sure you're paying attention for those speed bumps. Again, beautiful views of Toronto Island. Also scattered throughout the park are yellow warning signs to brake for snakes, but actually most people would say that they've seen more rabbits there than snakes. As we pass by another water stop at the 4.5K mark. Runners will hit this water stop again later in the race. Again, Lost Lagoons on the left-hand side. Now on the website, we did mention in the warning 10 reasons why the Toronto 10-miler will beat you. That flora and fauna, the giant garter snakes, may cross your path. Don't attempt to pet or feed them. Chances are good that they've already eaten one of the lead runners. Now as we approach the 5.8K mark, you pass by probably one of my favorite parts of this course, which is a 50-meter footbridge. And the only hill of the day is after you cross the bridge, you have to climb up a small incline to get back onto the main road. Incredible views of the Toronto Skyline on the right-hand side of the bridge. And as you almost get whiplash turning to the left, you'll see beautiful views of the huge lagoon. Now this is the only hill on the course, just a short little incline as we get back on the main road and quickly pass through the 6K mark. Now at the 6.7K mark, we'll pass by water station number 3. Here you can also purchase masks and snorkels for more serious water breaks ahead. Now again, the road is perfectly flat. There is absolutely no elevation changes through here. Hopefully at this point you can continue to keep up a nice solid pace as you run through this beautiful Tommy Thompson Park. Now as you approach the end of the paved road, you'll see a narrow path heading up to a nasty and unexpected hill to a lighthouse. Now before you start cursing the race director, don't worry, we're not going up that hill. We're actually going to take a right and head towards the southernmost point of the spit. You're going to have these gorgeous views on the right-hand side as we go counterclockwise around the lighthouse. So this is just a short section of the course on gravel before we return to the flat main roads of the park. Now as you start to head back the way you came, you're going to pass by hundreds of other runners whom you just know are starting to curse just like you did, thinking about that hill. Now at the 8.8K mark, you're actually going to turn east onto a road that heads towards the south side of the lagoon. Make sure you get water at that water stop right before the turn. Now part of the grand plan for this park is to end the construction and the dumping of rubble and then repave the roads, add grass, plant trees, and create pathways. But the plan is not finished at this point, so there's a few rough spots at this section to go through, right before the 10K mark. Now as you start to head north on the east side of the lagoon, note that many water birds flying overhead, and we hope you're wearing a hat as they pass over. You'll get great views of Toronto's east shoreline and may even see the famous Scarborough Bluffs about 5K to your right. Now about the 10.6K mark, you'll pass by the Y Junction and pass by the water station that you passed earlier. If you're lucky, maybe they'll have run out of runner's drinks and they'll be serving the volunteer wine. A couple more kilometers north will give you fantastic views, and yes, you are permitted to stop to take photos and selfies so you can post them in the line, "I run this city," as if you're the mayor or something. Did we mention this course was flat? And since it's an out and back in this section, yes, you're seeing things again, but from a new angle. As we pass by the 13K mark. Again, the park is on federal property, so likely you'll be frisked again as you leave when officials look for bulges in your race shirts. Please do not confiscate turtles, rabbits, or pieces of the Don jail as you exit the park. Now the rest of the route is still flat, so we apologize for this. Maybe you should have run up that hill to the White House to work it off instead of whining about the flatness. Now you have one more water station to go. It's right after the Bailey Bridge. Just a few more turns as we pass by the 14K mark as we head towards the finish line and Cherry Beach. As you go over the railroad tracks, again, just a slight turn, perfectly flat. If you have anything left, you want to pick it up at this point. Just a few more turns in the race as we take the left on Cherry Street and the 150-meter gallop to the finish. Nice run. Thank you for viewing the race at viewtherace.com.